What's up YouTube? Slim Reptiles here, and today I'm going to bring an update video on the TGR racks, and I've had them for about 3 months now, so I just wanted to give an update on how they're holding up and if I still like them as much as I did as in the first video. So let's get started. So we'll start with the ball python racks. I think they're the FB70s, and I'm using them for the ball pythons right now, so let's just open one up. As you can see, it's still plenty of room. They're doing really well in there. This girl's hungry, so she looks like she wants to bite me. But as you can see here, I'll do it with the empty tub. They're still moving in and out really well. Even with the ones on top with the heavy stuff, all the water and stuff on top, it still slides in and out pretty well. I haven't noticed anything wrong with that as far as that part. I will say though is you kind of have to pay attention on how you open them, because like if you're standing on the side and try to open them, let's see if I can do it. What happens sometimes is you get this. What happens if you open from the side at an angle and they kind of go off track, and you kind of have to pop it back in there. But like I said, as long as you pull it up from the middle and then pull it out nice and slow, you shouldn't have any problems at all. Slide in and out really well. Like I said, even with all the water jugs and stuff on top, they still slide in and out really well. Same thing with the leopard geckos, just to slide in. These happen too if you do it from an angle. These are actually a lot easier to, I guess, take off course when you're sliding in and out. But they still work really well. As you can see, you got little babies. As far as the heat goes, the heat's been keeping it really well. I barely see the temperatures go up and down, like at all, even though I don't have the closed off sides, as you can see, or the back, as you can kind of see, it's not closed off. I'm still kind of upset with how the heat wire came, or the heat tape. The wires weren't like connected properly and whatnot, which sucks because I don't have the tool to actually like unhook the things and squeeze them back in. I gotta get that so I can actually fix it. Right now I kind of have it like a ghetto way where it's just taped to the back. So I don't think you can actually see back there, so I'm not going to point the camera. But yeah, it keeps the heat real well. I don't have the ventilations on the top. I drilled holes myself, as you can see there on the sides. I would highly recommend just paying the extra $30 or $35 or whatever, and they actually drill holes on the tops on each level, and definitely help humidity. I don't necessarily have a humidity problem per se, even with the Freedom Breeder bedding, but there's one thing you don't want is like stagnant humid air in there, so I poked the holes anyway. Like I said, I don't have any problem with humidity. This I sprayed a couple of days ago, and as you can see, it's 100% dry. It's a little bit wet in there as I added some new bedding, which was more wet. But it also keeps humidity in there for a couple of days, which is really nice. And it's especially nice because I do with the leopard geckos. You don't want as high humidity as the ball pythons. So it's actually, even with this bedding and how it's wet like this, it will still dry out the same. So that's one thing I really like. And that, I guess, goes for the racks and the Freedom Breeder bedding that they sell at TGR as well. So they're still sliding in really well. They're still sturdy. I haven't had any break. I've moved them around, especially the little ones. I moved around probably 4 or 5 times since I gotten them, stacked and unstacked and whatnot, and they've yet to fail me. Even though they are cheaper, they're not going to be made as well as the more expensive ones. They're still really good. You know, the saying you always hear is you get what you pay for. Granted, these are on the cheaper side of all the racks and stuff, but I mean, they do the same exact job as the more expensive ones. The quality is not bad. It's not metal like some of the expensive ones are, but for what you pay compared to all the other companies, I definitely recommend TGR. I literally have nothing negative to say, except like I said in my first video, that it takes a really long time for them to make them, ship them, for you to get the packages actually at your house. But like I said in the first video as well, they pre-warn you. They tell you right in the fucking main page of the website. It says, hey, this will take 4 to 6 weeks, take 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it is. Supposedly they make them pay to order, or order as soon as you make them. So like as soon as you pay it, they'll start making it. They don't just have a bunch in the warehouse chilling, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure all the rack companies are similar. So yeah, guys, overall, I would probably give TGR racks after 3 months maybe like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. The only thing I'm taking away from is, which I probably even shouldn't, to be honest, but it is the heat tape, how it came all undone and everything. It's really not that big of a deal, but I was just kind of expecting to have a plug-in and play. I knew that I had to, actually stick it to the actual rack, but I figured the wiring would at least come down, come in correctly. So I wouldn't have to do anything with the wiring, I would just have to stick them on. But that wasn't the case. It's really nice with these racks, which are, I forget exactly which one they're called. They're the hatchling racks. They're just not the small, they're the bigger hatchling racks, I guess they are. They came pre-assembled with the heat tape and everything, stapled and everything, so that was real nice. It was just the bigger racks that didn't come with the heat tape actually installed on it, since you actually have to build the rack, which I'm not going to take away from as well as a review. I know some companies make them all pre-built, so you get them how you take them out of the box and they're ready. But I feel like for shipping costs, since the shipping was a lot cheaper than I expected, it made sense for it to come flat box. So yeah, I highly recommend going TGR. You can go TGR, you can get the racks, and the tubs, and the heat tape. It all includes in one price. You don't gotta worry about that. Also recommend getting the Freedom Breeder thermostat from them. I personally have the one that has the 2 probes, so I can control 2 racks as long as the heat tape is the same wattage. For example, I have both the same exact FB70 racks. I have both them hooked up, and then I have both the smaller racks hooked up to one. I also recommend the Freedom Breeder bedding, which is just this stuff. As you can see, it's still drying out. It's kind of wet, but it stays humid for a while. It also dries out nice. I don't see anything having a problem ingesting it at all. So yeah, guys, overall, highly recommend it. Even after 3 months of use and abuse and moving around and opening and doing a lot of stuff, so I'm really active with them. With all my animals, I take them out, every animal, multiple times a day, so I'm constantly sliding in and out. I never had an issue. I really like the black color. You can get black or white, I believe. The one thing I do want to say is these racks you see here are probably going to be different than the ones that you receive if you're ordering from this video and beyond. Because I believe they just came out with the 3rd generation, which has the vent holes are like the TGR rack like symbol. I don't know what this is, but yeah, that's the symbol of TGR, I guess. Also as well, which is really cool, these are different on the bottom and tops. So the tops will have like almost like a puzzle piece. So like another piece will come here, and you could literally just stack them, and then the bottoms would be cut out like that, so they would fit in perfect like a puzzle piece. These stack, which I actually didn't, I purchased them, but I just haven't done it yet, is you need like stacking clips, because as you can imagine, it's just flush like this, top and bottom. So the new ones is pretty dope. It's something I would look into. It's even an improvement. And as well as they look a little bit sturdier, and they have like a lip here, so it kind of comes out past the tub, which is, it looks really nice. I'm sure you can go on the website and check out the I think it's the 3rd generation of the racks. So I would definitely hire, if you're looking for different racks to get and which brand to get, I recommend TGR. I didn't want to have to deal with picking how many layers I wanted or which tubs I wanted, or I had to go to Walmart.com to order certain tubs, or I had to go to Freedom Breeder, I gotta go here and I gotta install the heat tape, I had the heat tape separate. All I did was I picked the size rack I wanted, I picked the options I wanted, and I picked the options I didn't want. I turned them off, like the ventilation, so I didn't pay extra for that, or I didn't pay extra for the sides to save some money. You really don't have to worry about anything. Everything's right there in front of you on the page when you go to build it. And like I said, the tubs, heat tape, and the actual rack is all included in the one price you get once you click on the actual rack and build it. Obviously the price is going to go up, because when you look at the first original picture on the website, it's going to have one price, which is just for the rack. And then once you put the options to select which tubs you want, if you want the ones with the cup holders, without the cup holders, whatever colors. If you want the heat tape, no heat tape, ventilation, no ventilation, the prices fluctuate, obviously. But yeah, the quality is good, like I said. Yeah, guys, if there's anything else you want to know about them, just let me know. I can make another video. It's only been about 3 months, like I said, since I have them, but I haven't noticed any problem, and they made my life a hell of a lot easier. I don't know if you've seen my past videos, but I used to keep them in 10-gallon and 20-gallon, 30-gallon tanks. It was a pain in the ass. I highly recommend getting the racks, and they seem a lot happier. They're eating better. They're shedding a lot better. I do notice that versus the tubs and the tanks is just they're a little bit more aggressive in the tub, but that's not necessarily aggressive. It's more of I open the tub and they kind of don't know if it's food yet or not, and then once I have the tub open, they realize it's not food. Then I go in and touch them. Glass tanks, I feel like they were so stressed out and everything. They ate sometimes they didn't. Sometimes we sketched out. Sometimes they feel safe. Highly recommend the racks, and just in particular the TGR racks. I actually have no complaints. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. We'll be making some more videos here soon. Hopefully I'm gonna make a one on this thing, the thermostat, kind of like all the features and how to set it up and whatnot. I'll probably do just an overall update on my reptiles, what I have. As you can see, I sold a bunch of geckos, which were mainly the babies, but they're gone. I'm gonna make another video on that incubator and why it's in the trash pile. I'm gonna also make a video on the baby ball pythons that hatched out, and you can figure out the whole story with them. And even though this one kind of looks fine, I have 2 of them, and both of them are a little screwed up. They have some deformities. This guy's hiding. I'm not gonna bother him. But they're really awesome babies. They do have some issues. I had a lot of bad luck this year, and I'm going to explain that story with you guys here soon. So subscribe if you like. Please leave a like and a comment. And yeah, guys, that's my TGR rack system after 3 months.